Believe that. Man, the topic today, man, is it gonna be a little bit of follow-up from yesterday? But we're gonna talk about the motors, man. We gotta talk about the motors. You know what I mean? But let me God bless everybody, man. Let's give, honor to God, man, you know what I mean, for blessing us with a day, man. We're gonna try to keep the peace today, right? We're gonna keep the peace today, you know what I mean? And this is my reason for keeping the peace, right? Sometimes, man, people be wanting to say things but don't know how to say it. So it turned into aggression, it turned into disrespect, it turned into a lot of things different than what they want to really say. You know what I mean? And sometimes, man, as men, when we get to having these debates and these conversations, we got to leave the emotions at the door. You know what I mean? A lot of us, you know what I'm saying, or a lot of y'all got wives at home, or whatever, man. And y'all, she the one that's supposed to be emotional, not one of us. We supposed to be men in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So leave the emotions outside the door. You know what I mean? And have a better conversation, man, when you're talking to a man. But anyway, as y'all can see, you know what I mean, the internet is in a frenzy, you know what I mean? Because 57 Freddie, yeah, man, logic is always for men. We the leaders, man. We supposed to lead a conversation, man, not follow a conversation. That's the reason why y'all always see me not following a nigga into an emotional conversation, man, because I know how emotions can spool up into something else. But not to get off subject, you know what I mean? You know, listening to Freddie talk, I had time enough last night to really go back and watch the video and allow things to marinate in my head. And a lot of people feel that I'm being too nice. I'm not being too nice, man. I'm just being a gentleman about the situation. You know what I mean? And when you being a gentleman about the situation, man, he's his cause, his material possession. You know what I'm saying? None of this shit is worth me getting myself out of character to the point, man, where I'm disrespecting another man in no aspects. You know what I mean? Because it's a car. But sometimes people get frustrated, man, because of the level of disrespect. I can't identify with a brother who spent thousands of dollars, you know what I mean, shipping their car to Rick Ross's car show. You know what I mean? Or a brother that's gotten promises, you know what I mean? And none of the promises were delivered or fulfilled, right? So I can't identify with that, you know what I mean? So I can't even imagine how I would feel in the event that somebody treated me in that manner. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's their beef, that ain't mine. I'm gonna speak on mine, right? When I sit back and I look at this whole situation from the beginning to the end, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why I'm glad they got social media, because you can go back and you can replay situations, and then y'all can see who the villain is and who you know what I mean? You know, who the good person in the situation, right? I have no ill will towards the Rick Ross car show. That's the reason why I really don't speak negatively about the car show. I speak in a positive way, give constructive criticism on what I feel could be better for us as a whole, us as a culture. And yesterday I used a business analogy because it's a business. And in business, you won't know if your business is going to be successful until probably your 5th year in business, right? You're going to go 1 year of learning, 2 years, you know what I mean, of going through bull BS. You're going to go through the 3rd year. You're going to finally break even. The 4th year, you're going to start making you some money. Then the 5th year, you're going to say, man, should I shut the business down or should I keep the business going forward? So when I sit back and I look at this car show, I look at the car show just like I look at business. These brothers is learning this business as they go. You know what I mean? And they're trying to satisfy everybody, and you can't satisfy everybody. That's the reason why you got to leave it equal and fair all the way across the board. Every year, you can't move the goalpost. And it seems to me that that's what's going on. Instead, these lowrider car shows, man, they have a traditional system that's been going on for 100 years. You know what I mean? So when you walk into these new car shows that's just now being created, you got to get innovative, man, because we're not dealing with what's been going on for 100 years. They have so many different things. I would love my viewers to come on. I brought some guys on yesterday. You know what I mean? And, you know, like I said, though, when you sit back and you look at these cars, man, you gotta look at this thing from a bird's eye view. And when you're looking at the car show, you gotta look at it from a bird's eye view. What can I do to make this show better? Clearly, there's a problem with these keys and who they are going to. Some years they didn't drop the ball. I'm not gonna sit here in front and say that they did, right? But some years they did drop the ball, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be straight across the board, right? It should be straight across the board. I'm gonna bring y'all on in just a second. It should be straight across the board, and you would never have these issues when it's fair and it's straight, see-through, man. You can see through it like glass. I recognize game a mile away, and there's a lot of things that's going on in that show that I consider game. You know what I mean? And I gave y'all my experience with it. So if there was some personal shit that happened to me, who's to say that it's not happening to nobody else? You know what I mean? So I sit back and I try to discuss that situation, but it seems to me that that's coming off as hate, and the only thing I'm doing is giving my experience. I'm not hypothetically speaking. I'm speaking in regards to something that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? At the car show. But that car show is gone, man. The year's over with. You know what I mean? We're going into a new year. So hopefully, man, these brothers they done sat back, went to the drawing board, and then they, you know what I mean, they rewrite the blueprint. That way this year that's coming up, they can redeem themselves. Everybody can say, man, you know what I mean, that it's okay. We respect y'all because y'all heard the people. You know what I mean? So let's give them an opportunity to fix this situation. Because last year, it wasn't as much controversy because you could see who won Hustler of the Year last year. I forget. I think Easy Money. Right? Easy Money won last year. And he deserved it. The year before, Midwest Rick, he deserved it. You talking about some guys that really, you know what I mean, put on for the culture. So you have to, you know what I mean, when you look at that, you say, man, these dudes really won. When you look at Best Dunk, these dudes really won. When you go back and you look at the lowrider situation, you know what I'm saying? It was a close call, but both of those guys had some beautiful vehicles, and one of them won, which was a good call. You know what I'm saying? So last year was definitely a good year, but this year I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean? I wasn't in the back room. I wasn't there, right? And I can't speak on, and everybody going at Landlord Jack, and Landlord Jack, it ain't his fault that they picked him. It's not his fault that his name was a topic of conversation. I don't know if he knew or if he didn't know that he was going to win. You know what I mean? But he went there to win, and he won. You know what I'm saying? But speaking from a car show's perspective, I believe, you know what I mean, that it should have been Lou or 32 Gang. You know what I mean? Not because he brought a lot of cars, but when you sit back and you got your ear to the streets and you got your ear to the culture, we all know that the year 2025, and Lou been around long before that, but we talking about the year 2025. This brother has went all the way around the country, you know what I'm saying, what they call it, working with people, you know what I mean? Everybody like the nigga, you know what I mean? He got a business that's growing, you know what I'm saying? And he shows his business, you know what I mean? He comes there with a $30,000 backpack to stream the show. I mean, he shows so many different hustler mentality. And it seems to me that due to his, not his arrogance, but due to his confidence, you know what I'm saying? I feel like his confidence is the reason why they didn't allow him to win the key, to try to humble him. And you can't humble no grown man when you on top of your game, man. When you on top of your game, you can't try to humble no man. And I felt like the conversation that I heard yesterday, that dude went to that show with his chest out, chin up, you know what I mean, like a man supposed to, and they wanted to humble him, you know what I mean? And I feel that's the reason why they didn't look his way in regards to him winning the show. That's just my personal opinion, you know what I mean, based on the conversation. Now, let's get to the conversation between Freddie and I. You know what I mean? Freddie constantly telling me to stop talking about certain subjects, right? You can't tell me not to talk to somebody or talk about somebody who robbed me for $57,000. You can't tell me when to have that conversation, where to have that conversation. You know what I mean? Because if dude has some integrity about his business and about him as a man, right? I went to that man with clear honesty, and I asked that man, could he build me what I wanted? And he told me that he could, and he didn't. You know what I mean? And when he didn't, I took that amongst myself to go to the shop and remove my car from that shop. Shook his hand, took a picture with the brother because they didn't want the internet to feel we had beef, right? Because we had no beef. But when he got on the internet, he started to lie, you know what I mean, about certain particular things. And it took me a whole year to really speak on it. And I finally spoke on it with receipts. I posted everything that he did to my car, text messages, how much money I gave him, etc., etc. Not only that, I put him on the live with us. And mind you guys, this was around a 4-month time frame that I gave him this money, 4 or 5 months, because for 2 months I didn't even want him working on the car. And anyway, he did some horrible things to my car, man. Some things that is unimaginable that no builder, especially builders who specialize in donks, no one even understood what this brother was doing to my car. And I feel like he took me for a ride. He took me for a ride. I went for the ride, and ultimately I pulled my car from there. But the moral of the story, because I'm tired of talking about it, I've already shared it with you guys. I've already let y'all know the reason why I'm staying on his neck is because the brother ain't had enough integrity to get on the phone with me and have a man-to-man conversation with me and apologize to me. He seen me last year at Rick Ross's car show. The man couldn't even walk up to me. The man wouldn't even look my way. You know what I mean? I don't want to go spend more money on lawyers and try to sue the brother, you know what I mean, and keep digging a financial hole. Ultimately, I will get my money back, but will I get it back the way I want it back? Nah, man. So it's best for me to just keep on pushing, man, you know what I mean, and to shed the light to the other generation of guys that's going to go over there and go through the same thing I went through. When I sit back and I look at a lot of cars that he pulling out of there, you know what I mean, I guarantee you, if you send a specialist to those cars, they got Bondo underneath them. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. But that's those guys' cars. I'm gonna let them speak on that when the time comes and they run into, a situation. Hopefully they speak on it. If they don't, they don't. You know what I mean? Just to save other brothers from going over there blowing their bag. Freddie get on the phone and tell me yesterday to stop talking about donks until my donk come out. So the major question was, where your donk at, nigga? How you gonna sit back and tell me what not to talk about and you ain't got no donk, ain't never had no donk? You done built some other niggas a donk, or you done had some people build some other niggas donks, but you ain't never had one. I done owned 3 of them, bro. All 71s. You know what I mean? So for you to get on here and say Lace need to stay on the sideline and not talking about donks, that was disrespectful. But instead of me getting into a donk conversation, I had to ask this brother, well, where your donk at, nigga? You know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to keep positivity on this situation. You know what I'm saying? But where your donk at? Why you tell me to shut up? Why you want me to be quiet? You know why? Because I'm the voice of the people. The shit that the people need to know when they come to these shops and come to these cars, I'm going to be the voice. You know why I'm going to be the voice? Because I paid valuable lessons. And like any teacher, any professor, these folks pay for college degrees to be able to educate the people. I paid for my degree in these bullshit shops because I done been to a couple of them. So if it's my duty to sit back and tell you guys, hey man, this was my experience. I'm not telling y'all my hypothetical situation and just talking on a shop. I'm talking to y'all about what happened to me. Even sit back and have a conversation about motorcycles. You know what I'm saying? Powerhouse in Houston, Texas. Anybody that know them, every bike that they ever built breaks down. Got to go back multiple times. Like straight trash can. You know what I mean? And if you spending that type of money, dog, man, you know how hard it is to get money these days? And you spending that type of money just for somebody to take it from you, you know what I mean? And basically rob you without a gun. Robbing you without a gun. But then they want me to be quiet. Nah, man, I can't be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Until that man grow some balls and call my phone, or when I'm in Miami, pull up on me. Let's have a drink. Let's see how we can come to an understanding. But until then, I don't have zero understanding. Hey, Jake, appreciate you, fam. It's a lot of niggas that don't go. I miss a lot of niggas that go places that they see me go. And when shit go bad, I don't never hear about it. You know what I mean? I hope that somebody can start spreading those issues. I mean, you know, expressing those situations to the public so the public can know to stop spending your money without doing your research, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real though, Lou, I gotta keep it all the way a buck. You know what I'm saying? For a nigga to sit back and try to humble a boss, I just said this a while ago, you can't humble no real nigga, man. You know what I mean? Niggas is alpha males, bro, having their own motion, having their own money. You can't sit back, man, and be mad at a nigga because a nigga didn't humble himself and come and introduce himself to you. A nigga sitting over there hotting the motherfucker in the yard, putting all these cars together, making sure these cars getting clean, streaming on live. You know what I mean? Made a shout out to Lou's son. His son was with him. Niggas got to look at all of that, man. But they did that. We here now. You know what I mean? So what can we do as a people to be better? That's my conversation. What can we do as a people to be better? That's it. That's all. You know what I mean? This nigga get on the internet. I don't know why this nigga hates me, dog. I have never messed with a woman of his. I ain't never had no interactions with this nigga that was bad. I ain't never had bad business with him. I ain't never had no bad blood with this man, man. And everybody hitting me yesterday, man, dude been hating on you, Lace. Niggas that he talked to on a daily telling me, hey, man, dude really don't like you, Lace. And I'm sitting back and I'm trying to figure out why. The nigga still ain't told me why. So I can't even respect it. Because the man ain't never told me why. You know what I mean? But I don't care if the nigga like me or if he don't like me. But you gonna respect me. You know what I'm saying? I live my life on respect. I live my life on respect. So I walk in every situation with respect on the table. It take a lot for me to get out of character to the point where I disrespect a man, man. You know what I mean? But this man just really, really don't like me. And it all started when I started building my dunk. I don't know if he don't like me because he was the one that was supposed to build my car. I don't know. He say that I'm bad business. So, he, you know what I mean? Which I never done business with him. What is it? I don't understand. But again, it really don't matter to me because I'm going to keep pushing and keep doing my thing, right? If I ever really wanted to put a car show together, I can assemble a team of real rich people that ain't got nothing to do with the car culture. Because these are people that I do business with every day. And they believe in me enough that if I needed $1 billion, I can go and get it. And everybody that know me know that. So if them niggas pose me as a threat, then I could diminish that car show single-handedly. Easy work. You know why? Because I'm for the people. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to study everything right. I ain't going to study everything wrong because I done already seen it. So I know what to do to make it fair, make it honest, assemble the right team of people to come in that ain't going to listen to me because that's not my specialty. That ain't my specialty to sit back and judge a car. So I'm going to bring people in with integrity from the best shows in the world. Hey man, I need y'all.